성형에 중독된 트랜스젠더 짝담비 씨.
오실 거 알고 있어서 지금 풀매하신 거 아니에요?
아니요, 저 지금 막 일어났어요. 아니, 지금 막 일어나가지고.
3 nose surgeries, 6 breast operations, around 140 million won spent, and Danby still wants more. She was once one of Itaewon's top transgender performers, earning up to 30 million won a month, owning expensive designer items, and being compared to a Korean celebrity Son Danby because of her beauty. But this is Danby today. She now lives in a nearly empty apartment in Busan,
집에 아무것도 없네요.
네, 급하게 부산 내려와가지고.
works at a transgender bar, and sometimes had less than 500,000 won left in her bank account. Cosmetic clinics are now refusing to touch her face. So how did a woman who once made a fortune from her looks end up spending that fortune trying to change them? And how did she reach a point where plastic surgeons are afraid to treat her? But she still looks in the mirror and sees more work that needs to be done.
Hi.
It's Britney, bitch.
Long time no see. Guys, before we get into Danby's story, we need to look at South Korea's massive cosmetic surgery industry.
South Korea, a country of about 50 million people, reportedly has the highest rate of plastic surgery per capita. Look at the country's $5 billion a year industry.
Yes, everyone wants to be pretty, right?
South Korea is known around the world for its cosmetic surgery industry. You know it, I know it. I'm sure you have friends that fly into Korea from US, UK, or another countries to Korea just for plastic surgery. They have also tours like cosmetic surgery tour where they can pick up you from the airport, planning everything from your hotel to the clinic. The beauty industry is big, it's huge, it's massive. And there is a reason for that. Procedures can be relatively affordable. Clinics are everywhere and treatments are promoted very aggressively. Botox, filler, lasers, thread lifts, skin tightening treatments, you name it, are not always advertised like serious medical procedures either. They can be presented more like regular beauty maintenance, something you casually book between getting your hair done or buying a new outfit. It usually begins with one small change, but after changing one feature, something else might suddenly look unbalanced, so you return to fix that too. And before you know it, your little touch-up has developed sequels. There are also apps where customers can compare clinics, prices, reviews, and dramatic before and after photos without even leaving the sofa. While some clinics advertise discounts, package deals, and special prices for having several procedures together. Beauty is treated as an investment in Korea because looking attractive may feel connected to dating, employment, social status, and the impression that you take care of yourself, like take good care of yourself. So cosmetic surgery is not always sold as vanity. It can be sold as self-improvement. And don't even get me started on South Korea's beauty standards. They are on a whole other level. From the outside, South Korea is known for K-pop, K-dramas, and flawless skincare. Right? Everything looks glossy, youthful, and perfectly put together. Teenagers grow up watching K-pop idols with tiny faces, perfect noses, spotless skin, and sharp jawlines, without always knowing how much work they may have gone into creating those experiences. Some entertainment companies recruit trainees while they are still children and spend years controlling their dancing, singing, weight, styling, and public image. Some trainees have also spoken about being advised to change parts of their faces before debuting. So by the time these idols appear on television looking flawless, millions of young fans are comparing themselves to faces that may have been carefully planned by an entire team. And for Danby, appearance mattered even more because being beautiful has once helped her being rich. So Danby's legal name is So Soo-hun. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly. She was originally given the male name Soo Soon-sup, but later changed it after transitioning. She also began using the online name Jjakdambi because people often told her that she resembled singer and actress Son Danby. When she was younger, Danby worked as a model and became a popular transgender performer in Itaewon. According to her, she usually earned around 25 million won during a successful month and could sometimes make as much as 30 million. She was young, glamorous, and earning more money in a month than many people make in an entire year. Her appearance was directly connected to her career, her popularity, and her income. So when cosmetic surgery promised to make her look even more feminine and glamorous, it probably did not feel like a dangerous decision. At the beginning, it may have felt like an investing in the thing that was already making her successful. Danby says she started with work on her eyes and a nose operation, and facial fat grafting. Fairly standard procedures compared with what came later. She did not stop after the first nose operation. She had her nose done again, and then again. She also had breast augmentation, but when she was unhappy with the size, she returned for more surgery. Altogether, she says she has had breast surgery around 6 times. Then came lip filler around the corner of her mouth, thread lifting, and surgery to shorten the philtrum. She even had surgery to feminize her voice, which reportedly cost around 4.5 million won. Apart from her eyeballs and teeth, she has basically changed everything. But the facial filler became an especially serious problem. Dambi would have filler injected, decide she did not like it, dissolve it, and then later inject more into the same areas. She became obsessed with having a very full, round face.
팽팽한 걸 좋아하거든요.
Whenever her cheeks looked slightly flatter or a line appeared beside her mouth, she felt like she needed to put more volume back in. She also received an under-eye treatment that she believes caused a bad reaction, leaving the area beneath her eyes swollen and puffy. Dambi herself admits that her face now looks squashed.
얼굴이 지금 너무 망가져가지고 봐줄 수 없다. 형편없다면서.
She also gained more than 30 kilograms after her years of modeling, which changed the overall shape of her face. But Dambi did not see these changes as a reason to stop. She saw them as more problems that needed to be fixed. And that is how cycle begins. You change one feature and feel better for a while, and then you start looking and judging your face more closely than ever before. So you return for another correction. But that correction may create another problem, which then needs another correction. Eventually, you are no longer improving your original face. You are repairing the results of the previous surgery and then repairing the repair. That seems to be what happened to Dambi. Even after everything her face has been through, she still does not feel finished. She says she sometimes hears a voice in her head that telling her, put more in, make it fuller. She even joked that when she has no money, the urge becomes so strong that she feels like they're injecting cooking oil into her face. It sounds like a dark comedy, but I think it is genuinely disturbing. Dambi appears unable to stop thinking about cosmetic procedures, even after doctors have warned her that another operation could seriously hurt her. She says she has visited clinic after clinic looking for somebody willing to continue treating her.
근데 왜 지금은 아작이 나셨는지.
나름 나는 예쁘게 하려고 했는데.
During one consultation, a clinic manager apparently told her that another nose operation may be possible. Remember, she only had 3. But then when the head surgeons came downstairs and saw her face, he immediately apologized and refused to operate. She also visited clinics asking for more lip filler, but they told her there was no safe space left to inject in a country filled with cosmetic clinics. Dambi has somehow reached to the point where even the people making money from changing faces were afraid to change hers. But she did not treat these refusals as warnings. She treated them like challenges. During a documentary, Dambi is shown applying her makeup before work when she suddenly notices the lines beside her nose and the mouth. To everyone else, her face already looks extremely full, but Dambi sees too deep, empty areas that urgently need more filler. So she stops doing her makeup and immediately calls a clinic. She asked whether they can inject filler into her nasolabial folds that same day, but the clinic refuses. Dambi then asks about the skin tightening procedure instead. Again, their answer is no. She becomes suspicious and asks why they certainly do not want to treat her when they had performed procedures for her before. The employee explains that their policy has changed and reminds Dambi that they already told her months earlier that they would no longer provide filler or lifting treatments. No filler, no lifting, no alternative. The clinic has officially run out of ways to say no. The reason Dambi's nasolabial folds look so deep, so sunken right now is not the reason she needs more filler. It may actually be because there's already too much filler in the surrounding areas. The cheeks and the areas beside the folds are so full, and the lines look deeper by comparison. And this is probably why clinics keep refusing her. And there simply may not be enough room beneath the skin to safely inject anything else. Filler needs room to sit properly, guys. And I feel like adding more filler may make her face explode like a balloon. So for now, she really needs to leave her face alone and allow the filler to gradually settle or wear down naturally. That could take a long time, possibly 2 years or more. And once most of it has disappeared, maybe some clinics perhaps add a very small amount only to the sunken for her. But of course, I hope she won't do that. For now, on the other hand, dissolving everything could make her skin sag, and then using threads or facelift to fix that would also create another problem. At this point, her face does not need another procedure. It needs a very long holiday from cosmetic clinics. The best thing she can do is focusing on getting back to a healthier weight and stop trying to fix plastic surgery with even more plastic surgery. Instead of a constant looking for something else to inject, lift, or change, she needs to start working on how she feels about herself, because no amount of filler is going to make her feel complete if she's still unhappy every time she looks in the mirror. She said she also lost money after opening a hair salon that eventually failed. She sold her designer items, her modeling career ended, and her years at one of the Itaewon's most successful transgender performers slowly disappeared. Today, she lives in a nearly empty apartment in Busan. She's now collecting toilet papers and toothbrushes. She now works at a transgender bar, which she calls her final workplace. After Dambi appeared on the Korean Advice program, Ask Us Anything fortune teller, the bar started putting her television appearance on flyers. More customers reportedly came after recognizing her, but Dambi says the program never properly answered the questions she brought to them. After spending around 140 million won on cosmetic procedures, should she continue?
진짜 앞광대 필러 더 넣고 싶다니까. 아 뭐야 더 이거 좀 더 넣어야 되는데.
The answer seems extremely obvious to everyone else, especially the doctors refusing to touch her. But Dambi felt that nobody gave her the answer she wanted. Of course, she wanted the answer to be yes. And then when she was asked whether she would avoid cosmetic surgery if she could return to the past, she immediately said no. She would still do it.
돌아간다면 성형을 안 하실 건가요?
아니요 해야지 성형은 필수.
She might dislike what happened to her face, but she does not reject the process that caused it. She has been diagnosed with several mental health conditions and takes so much medication before sleeping that she compares the pills to a bowl of cereal. She became obsessed with propofol. Although she claims she no longer uses it, part of the reason, she admits, is that the clinics in Busan will not give it to her. It's very sad. Dambi's story is obviously an extreme case, but it shows what can happen when cosmetic procedures begin to feel like ordinary beauty treatments and every insecurity is offered as a medical solution. Despite everything she has lost, she still believes that somewhere out there is one more clinic, one more doctor, and one more injection that will finally make her feel satisfied. To anyone watching this who is thinking about changing something, cosmetic procedures are not automatically bad, but make sure you are doing it because you genuinely want to, not because social media, beauty standards, or other people have convinced you that your natural face is a problem. Okay guys, thank you for watching, but this is the last background for my channel because I'm moving to a new apartment next week. And but don't worry, my face will remain the same. I still keep this one. Okay, bye bye.